Hello, everyone. So it is day one of the apocalypse. Just kidding. It is Friday the 13th of March. And I found out last night that my school will be closed for 2 weeks because of the virus that's going around in order to protect the students and the staff and their families. The school has decided to close for 2 weeks. And so I'm going to make this little video to kind of show my plan for our at-home learning and just kind of give you an update on what we're doing.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized.
So for those of you who don't know, my name is Stephanie and I teach a preschool special education ABA class in Connecticut. And because of advice from officials and scientists, my school has decided to close. My district is closed for the next 2 weeks, and then we will come back on the 30th. So we were originally talking about doing some e-learning, some like digital based stuff. But I guess my school, surveyed the families and decided that it wouldn't be accessible to expect students to do learning via the internet. So originally we were given this morning, Friday, to prepare. We were going to have a delay so that teachers would have time to prepare stuff to send home. However, last night, they informed us all that the school will be closed. It was open today, so that way we could get materials if need be and whatever. But we did not have this time to prepare stuff to send home with our students. So yesterday I sent home this little bingo board that actually a couple of my coworkers were making bingo board type stuff to send home. One of them, had shared the work that she had done and said like, oh, I made this bingo board. Feel free to share with your kids and adapt, as you need to. And so I started adapting one, and then someone else sent out another one that I liked a little bit more because it was more appropriate for my kids and whatever. So basically I took the work that my coworkers did and kind of adapted it for my students. So I made this bingo board. I will post a picture here, and I'll also leave a link down below to my Instagram post about it. But I made this bingo board with different activities that my students could do with their families at home. And I sent it home, and on the back, I left resources for things like our Google Classroom that the school had us create. So on there, I put links to like our favorite songs and some read alouds and stuff like that. I also put links to some other like websites that I thought might be helpful. And then today, I sent it home digitally as well. All of my families have signed up for our app called Blooms. It's an app that's kind of new to me this year. I'm not sure I'm going to use it again next year. It was suggested to me by a coworker, and I tried it out, and I like it, but I think maybe it's just because I'm used to, different apps and stuff. But anyways, I sent it home digitally again, even though I sent it out a paper copy yesterday. I sent it home digitally with a note just kind of saying, I know this is a stressful time, especially if you're working outside the home and your child is home. I understand, that this may be tough. So here are some resources that you can use with your child. And I just kind of wrote a little note about it. I also said that I encourage them to send pictures of their child completing these activities and send them to me, and that I would in turn send pictures of myself doing these activities. So I decided that I'm going to be completing this bingo board as well. And we'll be taking pictures and videos and stuff to kind of show my completion of these activities. And I'll be sharing them with my students. And I also decided that I would share it with you all so you could kind of see, what we're doing. And hopefully it'll give you some ideas if you have to do any of this at-home learning type stuff. So feel free to check it out. I'll leave some links down below of, similar things that you can do. I will also tell you that on my Instagram, if you go onto my Instagram, one of the highlights is called Learning at Home, and that has some other resources that other people have posted as well that might be helpful to you. So like I said, my students are in preschool. They're 3 years old, and most of them have some sort of intellectual disability or something that, would make learning a lot more difficult at home, in that when we're learning at school, we use a discrete trial format. Things are very structured. So whereas they can't necessarily do that sort of DTI or structured program at home, there are so many other things that they can do to keep learning during this time. So I gave, some very simple activities that will help these children to learn through these different experiences. So things like taking a walk with their family, or going outside and exploring, looking at sticks and rocks in nature, or doing a dance, cooking with their families, things like that. So I'm very excited to do all of these things with my students, even though we're apart. So we'll kind of be able to share that. And yeah, I'm bummed that this kind of stuff is happening, that we're in a time where things are difficult, and, it's dangerous for a lot of people to be around this illness because of other things they have going on. But I am excited that I have been able to provide at least some ideas for my families to be able to do with their students. So this was just a quick little update. It's, it's going to be like 5 minutes, but just a quick little update to kind of tell you what we're doing. And then I think throughout the next couple of weeks, I will be sharing some videos. I'll definitely share on my Instagram, but I'll also share here on YouTube and elsewhere, just kind of my experience during this school closure, and all of the different activities on my bingo board that I'll be able to share. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll leave links down below where you can find more information about some of the resources that I've talked about, as well as things like my Instagram and my blog and such. So feel free to check those out, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through.